recap.
I got to hit Fish A with a hammer.
Mm.
That was good. And then he vanished, and more people beat him up.
And then he came back beat up.
And we started moving through a swamp, although we were being led by Melvin. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact that Melvin previously led us into an ambush, everyone decided to continue to trust Melvin. While we were marching through the swamp, we decided to turn to the east to try to find a place where we could get boats to sail across the lake. All 17 or 18 of us, including the 750-pound llamas.
I may have created a crack in space-time through which to collect millions of baby hands.
We then, it didn't really occur to us immediately that like a couple of rowboats was not really going to cut it, and that we were probably going to need something more along the line of like a commercial vessel to take all of us if we were going to sail across the lake. But we did meet up with some non-swamp dwarves who had access to at least enough boats to get us around the little fingers of the lake that were piercing down into the swamp. That, combined with water walking from Serene, was enough to get a bunch of us across. We then started, once we got across the little fingers of the lake, I don't think we'd actually made it to the shores of the lake proper yet. We saw one of the Vermeerge boxes descending from the sky, one of the ones that had previously attacked Mechanus, or ones like it. So we wound up getting into a fight with these Vermeerge minions in their yellow glass masked suits. So we had to beat them. We then had one of the swamp dwarves appear again. I forget his name. What was that swamp dwarf's name?
Jorsane.
Jorsane, right. So Jorsane appeared, apparently reconciled to the fact that he had been worshiping false gods. He turned to Levistus and became a devout follower of Levistus. So he was beating down on these Vermeerge minions as well. He seemed to think, once again, another group of people seemed to think that we were serving Levistus along with him. I don't remember what happened after that. I remember we won the fight.
There was a giant like snake-like thing that came out as well. Started beating us, and also it had some kind of strange psychic attack that caused a form of synesthesia.
Synesthesia, a neurological condition in which two senses are perceived simultaneously.
Ralph can now taste multiple colors. Also, in that it had one final attack that hit everybody pretty hard, and in that attack, Tad Nick went down, and I had to leave the game because I was just exhausted before I heard if anything else happened from there after the fight.
Yeah, you guys were able to defeat that creature, and that's when you interrogated the minion, and Jorsane jumped on the box as it ascended into the sky. Eventually, he fell off and landed in the swamp. Didn't look any worse for the wear, but you interrogated the minion. You asked him a bunch of questions, basically told you that time was relevant to them, and once they're looking for Brachius in 13 because they may have the answers, and something is keeping them from finding the crashed ship because they don't want to repeat the same mistake that happened last time.
That's right.
13 has the answers?
Yeah, that's what they believe.
One quick note, may or may not be of import, but we decided, we had two choices at the beginning, last session, to go east and try to take boats over the lake, or to go south. And going south meant that we'd pass the witch. And we decided to try to, it was actually split pretty 50-50 about which way to go. But we just picked avoiding the witch, which may or may not, unintended, come back later to haunt us.
Yeah.
There was also a city full of bandits down there, like a ruined city full of bandits down there as well.
And Raphstool didn't mind going through the swamp. He seemed to enjoy that too. that
Yeah.
portion.
Right, only because of suggestion. Otherwise, he was very much against sinking into the mud and never being found again.
Yes, although the suggestion was you will enjoy going through the swamp, so that was like a future statement. So I imagine he is still waiting to find the actual enjoyment.
Lawyered.
And Fichet actually had to make a roll and was on 2 death saves.
Yes,
Yes.
he did almost die.